Err. Err means to do something wrong, to wander, to stray away from the right path. That is doing something wrong. That is error. The same error. Error is also used as verb. To err is human. What does that mean? That means making mistakes is human. But it's not just making mistakes. It's not just learning. You should do learning also from the mistakes. Right? Errant. Errant means wandering or moving aimlessly. He doesn't have any goal, any direction, nothing. Randomly, some person is going here and there. He is just wandering without any job. That person is an errant. Knight errant. Who is a knight? Knight is a person who goes over a horse. In the medieval period, there are people who used to go on horses. Those people are knights. These are kind of army people. Knight errant. Knight errant means this person who is a wandering fellow. He's a wandering knight who goes about slaying dragons or doing justice or saving beautiful damsels, etc. This is a job they give to themselves. They feel they have to uphold the justice everywhere. They go here and there and see wherever something is going wrong, they'll try to correct them. Those guys are called knight errants. Though they themselves call that they are upholding the justice, others will not give that much dignity to them. Errant, A-R-R-A-N-T, errant. This is same errant, old uses. Errant and A and E both are same. A is old uses. Errata, erratum. Erratum is singular, errata is plural. Plural. This is the list of errors which are published at the end of a book or in a newspaper. Why would anyone publish the list of errors? They should. You can always ask the question. They can as well correct them in the book. Why do you want to publish the list of errors? Why not correct it in the book itself? Because they have discovered the errors once the book has already been printed. Now it is very difficult to go and correct the printed pages. Nowadays we are using all the digital versions, so it's very easy for us to correct anything. But once a book is printed, you can't go and edit all the pages. That's why what they do, they print one more page which says these are the list of errors which so far they have found, and attach it to the end of the book. That is errata, the list of errors. Similarly, you will see daily newspaper, like let's say in the Hindu, there will always be errata. Means whatever errors that they had published on the previous day, those all errors they mention them here. Let's say they did not publish the correct designation of some person or correct location of some activity. They make that correction on the next day. So and so, whom we called as the president, is actually the chairperson of so and so business, etc. Right, when they make some errors, they correct them and they publish them on the next day. This is a small box. Generally, in some small corner, they publish the list of errors. You can check in any newspaper. Aberrant. Aberrant is again straying from the right. This is kind of error only. Staying from the normal type, normal behavior. Aberrant behavior. Generally, you say that. What does that mean? That person is not behaving normally. Normal public might feel that the person has got some mental problems. Erratic. Erratic is again the person is lacking in consistency. That is erratic behavior. This means again wandering or straying. Same root word. Erratic also. Erroneous. Erroneous means mistake. The book is completely erroneous means there are a lot of mistakes in the book, full of errors, erroneous theories, erroneous conclusions, erroneous decisions. When you say that means these are all useless. There are a lot of mistakes in such decisions. Said. Said means to yield or proceed. Cede. Cede means you are yielding to someone. That means you are yielding to someone. That is cede. Ceding control over a territory. That means, let's say two countries are fighting a war and one of the country cedes control. That means they have given up. They have yielded to the other country. The other country is more powerful in terms of military. That's why they cede control. Cede. Concede. Again, concede. Concede is again yielding. You are giving. But this yielding is not a happy yielding. You yield rather grudgingly. Conceded 30 runs in a over. That means the bowler is not happy with that giving. It's not a donation. That is concede. That's why you hear conceded 30 runs. Conceded defeat. The losing political party conceded defeat. That means the party is not happy. They are congratulating the winners. But still they are not happy. They are conceding. Okay, this is admitting rather grudgingly. Conceding an argument. Two friends are arguing, one of them concedes the argument. What that means, that person is not happy, but he doesn't want to argue more. That's why he concedes the argument. Concession. Concession is kind of discount that we give. Right. This is again yielding. You are giving something. You are giving discount. Accede. Accede is to give into a request or demand. This is again, it's not very happy giving. You accede to government demands of tax. You don't want to pay the tax, but still you don't have an option. That is accede. Precede. Precede is something that comes before. Precedent. Something or something done or said that actually becomes an example for the later acts. Let's say CEO is using bad words in the office. Then that becomes precedence for other people also to follow. Other people might also follow and they will also use bad words. That becomes a bad culture. A CEO is drinking in office. He is drinking liquor in office. Then that sets a bad precedence because others might also follow that. Right? Intercede. Intercede means you, on behalf of someone else, you plead some authority. You plead for forgiveness. That is interceding. Inter is in between ceding. Ceding is you are asking for some kind of forgiveness. Your friend has done some mistake and you intercede. That means you request or you plead the authority not to punish your friend. That is interceding. Cur. Cur means care. Cure. Cure is also coming from this cur only. Whereas what is curing? Curing is caring. Manicure. Manicure means caring for hands. Nowadays you would have seen that a lot of manicure treatments. What do they do? They treat the nails. They paint the nails, etc. Right. A lot of fashion related places that you would have seen. Right. Manicure. Manicure is caring of the hands. Pedicure. Pedicure is caring of the feet. This is again you would have seen at a lot of malls also. Pedicure stalls. That means they clean the feet, they care for the feet, etc. Ped. Pedicure includes ped. Ped means what? Ped means feet. We had we had already discussed. Pedal. Pedal is something you do with the feet, right? Pedaling. Pedestrian. Who walks using feet, right? That fellow is pedestrian. We also had discussed pedestrian. Pedestrian means very ordinary. It is not exciting because the people who are walking or earlier used to be seen ordinary rather than going on the horses. Impediment. Impediment means ped. Again. Impediment. Your it's like equivalent to tying the feet. When you tie the feet, you can't walk, you can't run. That becomes a constraint on you. Impediment is kind of constraint. right? Similarly, curator. Curator is the one who cares. Generally, he cares. He cares for a library or for an exhibition because he has to care. He has to care for the books. He has to set them in order. He has to care for the artworks. Nothing happens. He has to maintain them. Right. He has to see that no counterfeits are happening. So that person is curator. He has to care. Procure. Procure, you would know, right? The word that doesn't exactly include caring, but it is getting possession of something, obtaining something. That is procure. Sinecure. Sin means without cure, without care. This is sinecure. What do you mean without care? This word you use in sinecure positions. Let's say. What does that mean? These positions are freely offered positions by the government. For whoever their loyal people are there, they give those positions without care. Randomly, they give those positions. When governments change, they change governors or they create some positions, head of this department, that department, or whatever they create positions, so that they give to their loyal people. These are called sinecure positions. Some of the people say the royal British positions are all sinecure positions because they don't do anything. They just the positions are there without care. Some people say that. Some people might say the positions of governor or president are sinecure positions because they don't practically do anything. Okay, Peri. Peri means around. This is how you get the word perimeter. What is perimeter? You go around the triangle, rectangle, whatever is the structure. Go around it and measure it. That is perimeter. Periscope. Periscope is the instrument with which you can see on all sides. Right. That is periscope. You can see on all sides. Otherwise, in normal microscope, mirrors and all, you can't see everything. Periscope is designed in such a way that you can see on all sides. Peristalsis. Peristalsis is actually the movement of food around the intestines, around, all around the intestines. Peristalsis is, because of this peristalsis only, we digest food. Otherwise, we cannot digest the food. Periodontal. Periodontal means it is around the teeth. What are around the teeth? Gums are around the teeth. Right. Periodontal treatment means the treatment of the gums or the treatment of the gums which are around the teeth. Around the teeth. Periodontist is a dentist basically. Peripatetic. Peripatetic means is going around walking. It is related to do with walking. Someone who is going around and walking. Right. Peripheral. Peripheral means this is again having to do with the outer edges. Okay, you are not going to the center. You are over the boundaries. Peripheral vision. Peripheral vision means all the peripheral vision means uh, the lateral vision. Lateral vision. So when you are driving, let's say when you are driving, you don't just look on the road. You look out the sides also, so that no one is coming on the sides, and you are safe on all sides also. That is peripheral vision. Right. When you are driving, you cannot say I will drive like I'll be like Arjuna and I will my single point I have single point pointed concentration. I will not look at anywhere. No, it doesn't work that way, right? You need to have peripheral vision. That means you need to take care of all the sides. That is peripheral vision. School teacher should have peripheral vision. Even while she is writing on the blackboard, she will keep monitoring the students who are behind her. That is peripheral vision. Peripheral discussion. What is peripheral discussion? The discussion is going all around. It is not coming to the center. It is not coming to the original topic. Right. So when some discussions are happening, then you can suggest the discussion is peripheral. Let's go to the point. Lot of videos you see on YouTube are peripheral videos. Right. Sense. Sense is related to sense or feeling. What is sensitive? What is sensitive? Is sensitive is you feel the sense, right? You feel the sense rather very sharply. Then you are called sensitive. Sensation is something that you sense. Sensor is something that senses. It senses light, it senses smoke, whatever. These are all various sensors, right? Lot of sensors, right? Nowadays, sensing heartbeat, sensing temperature, etc. Desensitize. Desensitize. What does that mean? It means to make someone or something to react less or be less affected by something. You want to reduce the sense. You want to reduce the feeling. Desensitize. Sometimes it might be useful. Sometimes it might not be useful. You desensitize some people to problems. What does that mean? You make them, you train them so that they don't feel painful with the problems. Army people are desensitized, are trained to desensitize them to pain. That means they even if they are trained in such a way that they will be able to bear the pain, or feel so much they don't feel bad about the pain. Army people are trained that way. Whereas this desensitize is not always good. Lot of police and army people are desensitized to violence or desensitized to death. What does that mean? That means they don't care. They have seen so much violence. They have seen so much death on the battlefield. They don't get that feeling like normal ordinary people. They don't get the feeling while looking at an accident. Let's say when there is death, they don't get that feeling. Okay, a lot of parents complain also that their children are being desensitized to violence because of the video games or because of the movies, because they are seeing so much blood in the movies or in the video games. They don't they don't feel, they don't get the feeling of violence. Extrasensory, it is it is beyond senses. Extra is beyond senses, which otherwise you cannot see. Extrasensory perception, ESP, means you sense something beyond the normal senses. For example, extrasensory perceptions in telepathy is one such. What is telepathy? Tele is distance. Your friend or your family member is somewhere very far, but still you are communicating with them not in any regular sense, without any regular feelings. You're thinking about someone, and that some person called you at that point only. That is telepathy. You feel somehow you have communicated with that person, that you want to talk with that person. That is telepathy. Lot of research has been happening over this extrasensory perceptions, whether this actually really exists scientifically or not. So far nothing concrete has happened, but lot of people believe that there is telepathy, there is extrasensory perception, there is some invisible connection between the people who have good bonding. Even though they are not around, they can still feel. That is telepathy. Similarly, clairvoyance. Clairvoyance is something seeing into the future. Normally, you can't see into the future, right? Future has to happen, then only you'll realize. But clairvoyance is clearly seeing into the future. If you are predicting something, that after 10 days, this thing will happen to this person. That is predicting. Somehow you get a feeling. There is no clear evidence how you get that feeling, but you get the feeling. You would have seen a lot of people predicting death or predicting something bad happening to some person. That is clairvoyance, because there is no clear sense. But the normal senses you cannot predict, but somehow they have predicted. That is clairvoyance. Sensuous and sensual. Sensual is more of physical. Sensual desires. That means these are more of physical desires. Whereas sensuous is more mental also. Sensuous delight. This word sensuous is used more in positive sense, whereas sensual is used more in negative sense. Sensuous music. That means the music is very pleasing. It is very delightful. The music is really great. Whereas sensual, sensual pleasure means the person is just fond of eating, or the person is just fond of women, etc. In those cases, we use this word sensual. right? Because earlier sensuous, this word was not there, and people used to use this sensual only in both the cases. But John Milton, that legendary poet, he wanted to create a separate word. He doesn't want to use this word. Then he created this word sensuous, right? He wanted to give a positive dimension. Wonderful. In our next video, we'll learn more words. Thank you.